All right, guys, let's continue with the next part. um, so, let me open the the pen program over here. Okay. Um, guys, for today's, we have some plan. Plan means some more new topic, and there's some more topic that is some small part of some intermediate topic we have in Ansible. So we are going to cover those things. Okay, so before guys I'll start with the today's class. First let me set the agenda for today. Okay, first of all, today we are going to learn this concept called system rules. So what is the rules? You guys know how to create your own rules, and what are use cases of the rule we have already discussed. Okay, but what exactly the system rules, and how it's beneficial for us, we will discuss today. Okay, and then there's some concept of some modules, very commonly used module, almost in all the use case these module always use, that's called line in file, or maybe replace module, right? A little bit similar, but there's some small use case, depend guys where exactly we would like to use this, right? And when I go for these two topic, these topic require regex. So if you know regex, okay, we can do lots of things with the module of line in file and the replace module. Okay, so we'll discuss maybe it's a little bit about regex today. Okay, so these are the two main topic. Maybe when I will define, explain new system role, I might go for a concept called group wares or host wares, something like this. Okay, so we will also touch this topic. Very common, simple topic, but very much useful. And I believe one of the tasks I have given you some days back, where I explain you to create a multiple variables. Okay, and we have to create a variables, and every system uh, have their own have their own personal variable file. So system automate detect if you're Red Hat, so they will go to Red Hat uh, variable file. If you're Ubuntu, they go to Ubuntu variable file, and something like this. So so this kind of task I have given to you. So groupwares and hostware somehow will help you to implement those tasks, or other way also we have to implement those tasks, right? So this is the pure agenda for today's class. But before guys I start this particular topic for today, I just want to update you. Okay, my point is here right now guys, we are into the Ansible training, and I'm following the Red Hat Ansible global program. You guys know that it's called RH294. Okay, but I told you guys, if you remember my first class, okay, there is one more specialized program from Red Hat that's purely on the Ansible, that are also the part of one of the RSCA. There's one of the advanced track from Red Hat, architect track. Okay, and the name of the paper was is actually DO407. So this is a pure Ansible module or specialized program from RSCA, architect track. Okay, and 294 is normally a part of RSCE track. Okay, so technically we are into the training. You guys are registered in the training of 294, and the Earth guys also learning the Ansible at this level, right? But I told you guys in my initial classes, maybe in the first class, I told you I'll try to cover Ansible in such a way that I will cover all content of 294. Okay, there on which you have guys registered, and plus I will also try to cover almost all the content of 407. Okay, and plus I will also try to cover some extra use cases that is not part of 407 and 294. Okay, for example, for example, one of the topic we have covered, like HA proxy and how to set up those things. So topic was not HA proxy, but it give you the idea how to write a playbook and other things for this kind of environment. Maybe AWS cloud, maybe some advanced dynamic inventory, maybe maybe Dockers, and some more thing also. Okay, so these guys are not at all the part of your program. Okay, and normally, according to my understanding, none of the Ansible training in the market have these topic included, right? The way we have discussed. Okay, so I'm saying this just to update you guys that we learn a lot of things already. So if you go to RH294 from Red Hat, you can see the course content from the Red Hat, this code 294, where you guys are actually registered on. Okay, so these are the guys topic from 294. I think you guys know. So playbook, facts, task, all the things, guys. So almost everything we have covered. Okay, and if you go to RSCA 407 training content from Red Hat, there's a specialized program. Okay, I can say COE program. This is called expertise program. So if you see the content, almost everything, again, playbook, variables, task control, roles, and almost all the major content we have covered there. I can say 95% and more than content we cover for this training. So it's good for you. You don't have to invest these much amount. Okay, and whatever the discount you will get extra, you don't have to invest, so you actually learn almost everything from here. Okay, there's one thing, but the important thing is the important thing is, if you remember my initial classes, okay, the approach is very important. So if you don't focus much on AWS, because maybe most of guys doesn't know AWS, and most of guys might not know Docker. Okay, but the important thing is not Docker or AWS or Azure cloud or maybe networking devices. Okay, the most important thing is the approach. So if you follow the approach, I started with step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, and I told you, first, your respective technologies where you want to be automated. Just understand those things, like Apache was, understand. Just write down the steps, step by step, what exactly you want to configure there. Okay, and then converting every step into by using the Ansible module, start converting. So if you follow this approach, I can give you the guarantee, almost everywhere, whatever you want to configure with Ansible, you can very easily do it. Okay, almost everything you can configure it. Okay, so that's my final say is. Okay, so but the world is big. Thousands of technologies or platforms and systems we have. This much knowledge is almost enough. Okay, to configure anything. But the important thing is, okay, at least in this training, you come to know Ansible is a tool only for configuration management. That's all. Okay, but if you want to configure the entire infrastructure, that's called infrastructure as code, then then Ansible is not so much optimized. Okay, we can use Terraform, for example, or you can use some other products also in the market to configure it. Okay, what do you mean by infrastructure code? Means you have to configure the router, switches, instances, create entire infrastructure, automatic, or automating. You want to deploy the entire infrastructure automatically, right? Like anybody, if you know AWS, just configure the VPC, the router, net gateway, okay, internet gateway, routing table, instances, subnets. So it's the entire infrastructure. Okay, so if you want to automate the entire infrastructure, you can use Ansible. Okay, but I don't recommend, because Ansible is not meant for provisioning the OS or to use as an infrastructure as a code. Okay, so I highly suggest use Ansible for CM, because Ansible is actually meant for the configuration management too. Okay, and normally in the market, we connect this tool together. We use Terraform with Ansible, or Cloud Formation with Ansible, or Foreman with Ansible, or Cobbler. Tons of tool available for multiple purpose to have the entire setup ready. Okay, so there's one thing I just want to tell you, because a lot of guys, I've seen they use Ansible, even though I also show you in my class how to use Ansible to proving the AWS instances. But I keep on telling, it's not good practice. Use for their specialized purpose. Otherwise, for practice, that's okay. But if you go for a real world, real setup, you will definitely stuck somewhere. Okay. So let's guys continue with the today's topic. That's called system rules. Okay, and then we'll go for some small topics. So guys, today is the last class. Today last class, because if you go to the content, we have covered almost everything. Okay. There's one topic left. I can say one main topic left. Okay, and some more discussion on this module left. So today is the last class. One more announcement before I start the today's topic. Let me also spawn my instance. It will save our time. So one more announcement, guys. After today's class, we will, as per I committed you in my initial classes, we will provide you guys exam boot camp. Okay, that will be again free of. There will be no charge for the exam boot camp. So everyone over here who actually the part of Red Hat Global Examination. Okay, so soon, guys, I will provide you the boot camp to you. Okay, boot camp means I will prepare you for the examiners. So there I will explain you. I have created a lot of strategy for the examination, the process, the environment, and other things also. We will guys prepare you there. Okay, so it is very interesting, but by chance it is only open for everyone who is actually part of Red Hat Global Examiners. That's called 294 EX294. Okay, but before that, guys, before the exam boot camp, okay, from my side of our side, we will provide you some topic. Okay, you have to prepare those topic. Prepare means you have to practice those topic. For example, we will ask you to practice a rule. We will ask you to practice ad hoc commands. Okay, so you have to do it. Okay, and then before my bootcamp, we might provide you some question sets. Okay, and we ask you just try to solve those questions by yourself, right? At least we want you try. Okay, why? Because before the examination, if you try those things after practice those topic, so while doing the boot camp, I can directly refer to if you don't try those questions, right? It will be very harder for you. Maybe you're not able to link what exactly I'll talk in my boot camp. So I highly suggest, guys, before the boot camp, just practice those topic. We will provide you in your WhatsApp group, and the question sets over over here. Okay, but when will be the boot camp? We will update you guys. Okay, and when will be your examination, right? So we will provide you the exam coupons. Okay, and we'll provide you the what would be the right time to give the examination, right? But everything would be after the boot camp. Okay, so before the boot camp, obviously, I'm even though we guys already cover all the content of the exam, but I suggest just appear the exam after the boot camp. Okay, so so this guys some information from my side. Okay, so let's continue with the today's topic. So first topic is the system rule. Okay, so what is system rule? Okay, um pretty straightforward. What is the rules you guys know? What rule you guys know? But I just want to tell you one more small announcement. This is especially for the earth learner. Okay, technically, according to official, this program has completed. Okay, but in the earth program, we keep on touching Ansible again and again, because there are a lot of technology we are going to cover in the earth. So after the technology is started, for example, maybe I will when we will start Kubernetes, for example. So after certain class of Kubernetes, I will again ask you use Ansible to automate something in Kubernetes. Or maybe when I start Jenkins, guys, in your class. Okay, so after certain class of Jenkins, I again ask you to use Ansible to do automate something in the Jenkins, or some build some CI/CD pipeline where you use Ansible. Okay, so it means Ansible is keep on revising, guys, for you whenever next topic come up. Similarly, same thing happened the Kubernetes, when Kubernetes started, and after certain days when I start Jenkins. So Kubernetes also, guys, we keep on touching in the Jenkins. Okay, same thing, machine learning. maybe some of the automata tasks we'll do in the machine learning with Jenkins. Okay, so every topic is somehow again keep on coming with a multiple angle, multiple view, multiple integration. So after certain month or the week, you guys will be comfortable layer by layer in other technologies, right? So don't worry if you think you might not understand lots of part of the Ansible. That is okay because after seeing this topic again and again, you guys would be very much comfortable. Okay, so let's guys start with the today's topic. Sorry guys. So let's continue with the rules. So what is the rule? You guys know already. Okay, the idea is simple, all right? If you think there's a one node and you want this node to be configured with a load balancer, or you want this node to be implemented with some securities, or maybe you want to configure this node as Apache web server. Okay, so rather than you create your code, ask somebody has created this entire code for us. Okay, and they provide this code to us in a term of package, or maybe you as a developer create one package and provide to other team members so they can download your they download your package and directly apply to the respective node. So it's like a plug and play kind of thing. Okay, so technically those packages here is called role, you guys know. Okay, we have already discussed about the role in depth. I can say not in depth, but at least lots of concept we have discussed about the roles. Okay, but if you talk about the role, okay, one of the way to use the role is to create our own role. That we discussed already how to create our own roles. Okay, second way is second way is you can go to some public repository. One of the example is Ansible Galaxy. Okay, and somebody has created the role there, the role there, and you can download those role and change accordingly whatever you want to do. But intention of the role is we always want to use a role that is pre-created. Okay, so if somebody has created the role, and actually it is good practice, don't change the code. And that is a reason in their role they always give you a variable files. And say we have created the entire role, you can use this role to configure the entire Apache web server or network devices or some firewall, something like this. So we won't recommend you go to our our template files or our playbooks. Okay, almost everything that can be customized, we have provided a variable, or I can say we parameterized our playbook with a variable. Just go and change the variable and use it. And that's what guys I also explain you in our role. I told you, well, just create a separate file for the variable. and don't change the main task or playbook, just change in the variable. Same thing, you can, if you guys download the Galaxy, download some role from the Galaxy, you can say you will see they normally put a lot of documents there. Or in the documents, uh, they give a lot of variables. And say whatever you want to change, just change in the variable, don't change the code. Okay, it's something like this. But there's one more kind of role, like this things we already discussed and we have already implemented. And just one more thing I just want to tell you. I just want to tell you, there's some topic in your 294 training. Okay, for example, there's a topic called a topic called parallelism, or topic called callbacks. So there's one topic called callback, one topic called async, there's called asynchronous call, one topic called parallelism, one topic called how to use Ansible Galaxy from the internet and how to download and install it. Okay, so this topic I also covered already, right? But not in this live class. In my last class we have some break. So I think 2 classes or 3 classes of my recently delivered classes on my last batch. The complete recorded class we have shared with you, I believe. And we posted there. These are the topic covered there in detail. Okay, so technically for my side is already covered. Just wanted to update you. Anybody by chance missed this topic, it's not, this topic is not important for the exam perspective. In the exam they don't ask you, but it is very interesting topic, right? Lots of extra concept guys you will learn the way I explain you about callback, async, parallel, other topics also. Okay, so by chance if you think this topic is not covered, it is already covered. Just go through, I think 2 or 3 classes we have shared with you. Okay, and I covered there. So so yeah, so let's come to our main topic today. So role, either can create your own role, you can get the role from the Ansible Galaxy, or there's one more way you can use the role. But understand one thing, the motto of role is plug and play. Either you create or you download from somebody, and by chance your Red Hat operating system, okay, they give you pre-created roles. And normally Reddit is the one operating system or Linux operating system, and normally in the operating system, the common things that you do always, okay, so Reddit say this is a very common configuration you always do. Maybe config related to networking, config related to firewalls, SC Linux. If you guys know, time server means NTP protocol, mail server. Okay, so very commonly used things that normally in all the Linux operating system we always do. So they say we provide you pre-created roles in our operating system. So you don't have to create your own. You don't have to download from the internet. So it is created by our company, is tested, is certified. You just directly, if you want to use, you can use those roles. And guys, those roles are known as system roles, and that is the main topic for today. So technically, that's all the meaning of this topic. Okay, but otherwise, how to use the role, you guys know. But how to get the system role, that's the only thing I just want to tell you today. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you how to use the system role. And for this, you don't have to download from the internet. Okay, Red Hat provide those role, okay, to us. But before I show you where you can get those role, again, you can on Ansible Galaxy list command to check how many roles we have in my computer. Okay, so there's only one role, and if you guys remember, this role folder we have created, and this is the role we had created in our last class. Okay, so this is the role we have. But if you want to get some more role, you go to Ansible Galaxy Internet, download from there. Okay, even though guys, if you remember, I have given you one more task, and it is one of the compulsory tasks, especially for the earth learner. Otherwise, other guys, I also suggest if they can do. Okay, what you have to do, you have to create your own role. Okay, test the role in multiple computers and post in the Ansible Galaxy. Okay, share with all to everyone on the internet. Okay, and you will get a lot of links in terms of projection and maybe in job. Okay, if you really create a great role. Okay, just go and find some role, like for example, does we have a role for Hadoop? Okay, does we have a role where we can configure the Docker, and inside the Docker we can set up some machine learning environment? Okay, just think in this way, whatever technology you know, just try to think. Or if you not, if they don't have, just try to create your own role and upload there. Maybe take some weeks or maybe month, don't worry, but at least start working on it. Like create the account there and start uploading the role there. And we have a great team over here, great platform. Okay, share with other team members. They will download your role, they will test your role, and they will give you marking, feedback, star rating. Okay, and if your role is really great, you will be popular, right, in the Ansible Galaxy platform. Okay, so so I suggest guys just try to do it. Okay, but today's topic again, let's come back to system role. Okay, so we have only one role available. Okay, so if you want to get a system role, so Reddit has provided one software called software called RHEL system roles. So in your Red Hat DVD, okay, they provide this software and you can install the software. Guys, right now I'm in the controller node, and you guys know we always create a role. In the controller node. Okay, so when you install this software in the controller node, you will see you will have lots of new role come up. Okay, so let me install the software. So guys, by chance in my controller node, we have a yum configure from my DVD. And you can see guys, the because yum is configured, so the software has been installed. And after you install the software, and before guys, let me open your document. Right, so I'll share all the command to you. And uh, one minute. Guys, I want to tell you one more small thing, right? Because today is the last class. I think I wanted to I wanted to update you guys. Ansible is so much popular, right? So much popular. Okay, and Red Hat has launched one more one more advanced paper, right? For the Linux admins. Okay, because there's a very common thing for Linux admin. They want to cover DSCP, Samba server, NFS, mail server, and lots of other things also, teaming, iSCSI servers, right? So they create one new latest, very new paper they launch. Okay, and the big thing is, right, almost all the things that Linux admins do. Okay, they show you all the concepts. Okay, and plus, and finally, every concept they are showing you from the Ansible. So it is a combination of Ansible plus all the Linux admin guys activities. So very interesting a new program they launched. Okay, this is called RH358. Right, a very new paper they launch. This one, service management with automation. Okay, why I'm telling this to you? Okay, there's two or three reason. Sorry. Okay, one reason is, um, in this paper there's a one dedicated chapter on the road. Okay, and almost whatever they have there in this new paper I am going to cover today. So this is one of the reason. Okay, so one is HA proxy guys, I also covered to you here. Okay, so there's one thing I just want to update. Second thing why I'm explaining telling to you, and guys, this is one great announcement. And I wish that student might be here, for whom I am announcing this announcement. Okay, and this is one of the proud moment for me. The moment is the moment is, um, guys, especially in the Red Hat technology, plus some other technology also, I've created lots of multiple different records in multiple technologies. You guys might know, and almost all the new technology in this open source or Red Hat or other platform also, I normally the first one in India or maybe in the world who certified. Okay, maybe you go to some security or networking or storage. So mostly if you see my old post also, I normally the first one in India or maybe maybe in the entire world. For example, one of the title I achieved was RSC level 22. Again, that was the first one was in the world. Okay, uh, so there's a different point. There's my achievement. Okay, but what I feel, and I'm very happy, very much proud. There's one art student. Okay, he's normally the part of one of the some of the earth learner volunteers also. Technical volunteer. His name is Kritik. I think most of guys might know Kritik. Okay, he's one of our student in the earth or in mother program. Okay, he is the first one. He is the first one, right, who passed this examination in the entire India. Again, guys, I'm repeating, Kritik is the first one in the entire India. Okay, and guys, if I say entire India, I also come in India. And there are a lot of hatters, a lot of company professionals, everyone are coming in this category. Okay, and he is the one. He's just a student. He's just a student. By chance, he started our journey with from our summer internship program 2 year back. But very proud moment, and Reddit is also going to showcase this guy. Okay, because just in the small age, just he's just a student, but he also achieved RSA level. I think 8 or 9, or I don't know, some level he achieved. That's the different point. Okay, at this small age, nobody in the entire world achieved this title. That's the first of the thing. In the student age I'm talking about. But there's this second thing. The first thing is 358, this examination title he is the first one in the in India who achieved this. Okay, by chance, I am very lucky that I am the second one actually who passed this examination. So if you go to uh, Red Hat, Red Hat professional, and I feel so proud to become second one, because first one is one of our family member or one of our student. So if you go to this Reddit site and if you search with with this name, 1 minute, and there's a specialized paper, it's called Service Management and Automation and Search in India. Okay, so you will see. Now you might see my name also, some other name also. Okay, so Kritik, I'm such there I'm talking about. So I just want to congratulate Kritik. I know he is not here because he know a lot of thing about Ansible, so there is no requirement he might be here, but I just wanted to update you guys in this smaller as he achieved this. Okay, this is me, and this is one of my older student. Now is a part of Red Hat. So he also passed. Okay, so so two information I just want to update you. One, about the critic, and second, some of the topic from this module also we have covered, like HA proxy, or we are going to cover something about system role also. Okay, so let's continue with the system role. Guys, today actually last day, so I'm just trying to touch giving multiple information, right? So just excuse me for this. So guys, after you install the system role, now again, if you run the Ansible Galaxy, okay, you will see again none of the new role come up, because you know, whenever you want, Ansible Galaxy will find some more role for you. You have to set the role path. By chance, by chance, this is the confile of the Ansible. Okay, and they know about this folder. Okay, they know about this folder where we have created our own role. But now we have our own, some more roles come up. Okay, so means what I'm talking about, when you install this software behind the scene create some role path for us. And where they create the role path, so they create the role path in USR share doc rel system. Okay, so guys, this is the folder where they create lots of roles for us. Okay, and technically they create a one role for time sync, they create one role for postfix, one role for SLNS, one role for network. Multiple role they create. Okay, and I think they might have created one more role somewhere. Just give me a minute, please. Let me give you the path. Just a minute. Okay, because I think they have created some more roles somewhere. 1 minute, please. Okay, here. Use a share role. Just a minute. What I'm doing, I will explain you. Okay. Okay. So technically, after you install this software, behind the scene, they create this folder for you. You can think that this folder is like a workspace. Okay. Or in this folder, they create multiple roles for you. Okay. So for networking, so if you want to do anything for networking, anything for SE Linux, or anything you want to do for mail server like Postfix, okay, they have created this role for us. You don't have to create. Okay, and just you have to use it. But for this, you have to update your Ansible that this is the new folder or role path where we have keep our new roles. Okay, and guys, I'm considering that you guys know the role because I have already discussed the role in detail in my some other classes. Okay, just want to update you. This is one thing also available. Okay, so what you have to do, if you run the Ansible Galaxy again, okay, they don't know about your new role. But if you go to Ansible .cfg, and if you comment this line, Okay, means you are not telling the Ansible there's some more new role come up. If you comment this this line, okay, and you can see there's automatically they detect this role. Okay, why? Because it is written inside the Ansible galaxy or Ansible. If nobody nobody tell where the role path is, so by default path where we always look is this folder. But there's two more folder, guys. They look this folder and this folder. By chance this folder is not exist, there's a reason they give the warning. By chance this folder automatic created by this particular software. The software, what might the software. So when you install this software, they automatically create this folder. Inside this folder, they create lots of role for you. And we have to just directly use it. Okay, so technically, if you have your own custom path, you have to update your Ansible conf file. That is the custom path we have where we keep our role. But if you put your role in some of the predefined path, you don't have to update your role path. Okay, just one a small information I just want to tell you. But technically, okay, I just want to tell you there's some system role they created and you have to use it. And how to use, you guys know. Okay, but before you use, I just want to tell you one more small thing. If you go to this particular folder, or I can say this folder, sorry, USR share doc rel role. If you go to this folder, okay, what you will see some document about this role. For example, if you're interested to do something on SC Linux, for example, okay, and if you see here, they will provide you some sample playbook, and they also provide you some readme file. Why they provide this document to you? Because this role is created by somebody else. Okay, so they say the role is already created. Like for example, SC Linux role or networking role, you have to just use it the way you include the role. Okay, but how you come to know? Because it is always good practice, don't change in the code in the playbook. Okay, it's always good practice to use the variable. If you want to change something, just use the variable to change. But how you come to know? Because this role is created by somebody else. So how as we the user of this role come to know what variables they have created? So that is the reason, guys, they created this readme file. And if you open this readme file, .md, okay, you will see they given you all the information about this role, what this role do for you. Okay, and plus they also show you how we have to use this role. So they give the idea. If you want to use the role, just use the role and use this one keyword. Okay, and these are the pre-created variables they have. So they provide you all the variables. So if you want to make the SLNX enable or disable, or if you know SLNX, guys, a boolean, context, port number, everything you can do here. So all the variables they give to you. For example, let me go to other role, maybe for, let's say, time time sync role. Okay, so time sync role. Again, here they give you a readme file. Okay, and here they tell you if you want to configure anything about time server like NTP. Okay, you just use this role. Okay, and use this variable to implement. What I mean by this, let me show you guys one quick demo to you. Okay, so what technically I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to show you again how to use the role, even though you guys know, but this will give you the idea how to use the system role also. So for example, my requirement is we have one node that's called target node. Okay, and here I am the control node, and somebody has created one role for you. Okay, but what is our requirement? Our requirement is to configure this target node. So in my case, my target node IP is, I think, 155 maybe. 155. Okay. Sorry. The target node IP in my computer is 155. Okay, and what I want to configure this guy. And my let's say my today requirement, I want to configure this guy as a time server. Or not the time server, I can say the time client. What I mean by time client, if you see your mobile right now, if you are from India, your time in mobile phone is exactly 9:10 or I say 21:10, means night 9 o'clock 10 minutes. Okay. And if you see, this is the exact time you have your mobile phone, and this is the exact time I have in my laptop also. So how you guys and me has the exact time. And now you see your time will change to 9:11 or 21:11. How? Because there's some server in the world or some centralized server in the world who is serving the time to all the devices on the internet. And those servers are known as time server. And all of a computer, Windows, Linux, mobile phones is syncing the time from this guy. Okay. And for syncing, they use a protocol called NTP protocol, Network Time Protocol. And that is a reason this server is also known as NTP server, and our computer is also known as NTP client. Or you can say this is called network time, right? We are using. So technically, so there's a lot of time server available in the world, all right, who is providing time to us, or we are syncing time from those guys. Okay, but for this, we have to make our computer a client. It's called NTP client or time client. Okay, and how to configure? There's a lot of product available in the Red Hat. One of the older products is called NTP product. Okay, but now we have one more new product come up, is called Cronity. So using this product, we can make our Linux operating system as an NTP client. Okay. Sorry, NTP client. But we have to configure. But configure again, if you want to configure your target node as an NTP client, you have to first install the software, you have to configure the file, then you have to start the service, and some more thing you might have to do. Before this, you should know about how to configure Cronity or NTP product, and you know all the steps. And that is the thing, guys. We normally would like to use the rules. Okay, so what can I do uh, if you want to configure this target node? Okay, with the Ansible, either you create your own playbook, but for this you should know all the steps of NTP, or you can use a pre-created rules. But configuring NTP is very common thing. A very common thing. So that is the reason Reddit provide a system rule. Okay, and the name of the role that Reddit provided us is this one. Okay, so if you run the um, Ansible Galaxy, so this is the rule they have provided to us. What we have to do, we have to just apply this rule. So what we have to do, just we sorry, we go to our control node, create a playbook, and this playbook will include this rule and apply to this target node. That's all. But always, guys, role will configure everything for us. But how will tell our role, because this role is created by somebody else? How will tell our role that we have to use NTP product or we have to use Cronity product? Or how will tell our role from which time server you have to configure, because there are hundreds of time server available on the internet. So if you search properly that time server in India, so you can see lots of time server available in, right, open time server. You just go and sync the time from this guy. So these are some of the name of the server. Okay, just go and sync the time from here. Windows has their own server, Linux, Red Hat has their own servers, right? So so technically these are server who will provide time to you. Okay, but how our client come to know, right, from which system we have to sync the time. So but always logically, right, maybe you are using the rule created by somebody else, but something you have to update. Something you have to tell to the role that, guys, can you hold for a second, please? Something you have to tell sorry, something you have to tell to your role that that it everything is created, but I just want to update you by passing some information using the variables. That you have to use this time server. Okay, or you have to use this product, or maybe there's a lot of things you can also configure, whatever parameter they have provided to you, or whatever variable they provided to you. And what all variable they provided to you, we don't know. So that is the reason, guys, we have to go for that document. So if you go to this particular folder for this rule, okay, they provide you one document here. It's called readme file, and if you open the readme file, I think you might now understood what I was talking about. Sorry. So one minute. Let me share. So if you see here, this role is being created, and if you see here, somebody has created the role and say these are the variables we have given to you. Okay, and the name of the variable is time sync NTP server. It's just a name of the variable, whatever they use. Okay, and this variable, they've given you again one more variable, so it is like a dictionary. Okay, and this is one of the key of the dictionary. What is dictionary? We already discussed in my last class. Okay, and here they're talking about, we don't know about your server address. Okay, so just use this variable. Okay, use this variable, and tell me your server name from where you want to say. Okay, or you want to do some kind of initial synchronization, they take some time. So if you want first time the sync will be faster, so you can use the word called I burst. Yes. So the guy, this is the pure NTP respect concept. Technically, and the interesting thing is, we know NTP, we don't know NTP, we know Cronedy product, or we don't know. If we don't know the confile, we don't require. Just use this rule, use their variables, and update this information. That's all, right? That's all. Otherwise, there's some more information they give you, what else you want to do. Even though they give some examples also. Okay, this is the way to use the role, and this is the way you can use the variable. And this variable they already created. Okay, and now we are updating the value. What I mean by this, so guys, I'm taking this same example here. I'm copying this guy from here. Copy. Okay, from this file. Okay, and what exactly I'm doing, I'm going to create my own personal workspace, let's say workspace 22. Okay, and here I'm going to create my own file like setup.yml file. Okay, and what I'm doing, I'm just copy pasting the entire code. And guys, this code you already know. Okay, here we are applying this code on the IP address called 155. This is one more target node, and in this 155 IP, I don't want to write my own entire playbook, so I'm going to attach a role. And this role, guys, is coming from this guy. And guys, this is exactly the same way we apply the other role. Okay, and the way we created, right? So here I'm going to apply this role, and this role is created by Red Hat, and it is system. But this role say it's created by somebody else, but we don't know which host name you want. So whatever host name you want to apply here, the change. For example, I want to sync my time of this guy from one of the real NTP server. This called 0.in 0.in dot pool dot the NTP dot com. Or you can use, maybe in a company you have your own on NTP server, you can write there. Okay, and I don't want other guys. Okay, so technically, I don't think it is a keyword. It is just a variable name. Somebody has given this variable name in this file. So I'm asking this guy, whatever role you have created, I'm going to use exactly the same role. Only thing what I'm doing here, you have one variable, and this variable has one more variable. It's called key. I would like to update this value. And some more extra keyword, whatever the meaning of this keyword is not again important, but I'm also updating some more values here. That's it, guys. So this kind of code we have already seen. But I just want to tell you one more time that if you want to use a system role is role. Right, the way we use the role is always the same. And same thing you can do with Ansible Galaxy also. Download the role from some internet, Ansible Galaxy. These guys also given you pre-created variables. Either you can use the pre-created versions or pre-created port numbers, whatever they provided, or you can pass the variable name, whatever they used, and change uh, the configuration according to your requirement that I already explained to you. That's it, guys. For our user perspective, we have to just create this file only. That's all. Okay, and just run this and save playbook. Interesting thing is, guys, configuring the Apache server or NTP database is not a small thing. Okay, even though just for explaining, I have given you multiple small steps, 1 2 3 4 5, right? But technically, if you configure the Apache server databases, HA proxy, hundreds of configuration or steps we have to follow. Okay, so these guys, community guys, these guys have seen the real production systems. They know what is the very common requirement always we have, and accordingly they create the role. That is the reason, guys, if you see here when I run this playbook, you will see behind this playbook they are calling the role and in this role, right, in this and that particular role, right, they have written lots of tasks in the playbook. Everything will run for us, and they only changed this part whatever we ask. Otherwise, whatever the best practices they have, they will configure for us. Okay, but this why this error come up, because in my Ansible con file I am using this is my inventory database. Okay, and if I go to my inventory database, well, let me update, guys. Let me use the same inventory. Root, I think, is ip.txt. Maybe the inventory thing won't work, you guys know. That's the reason no mesh host warning come up. And guys, in my in my video in my video we I also share with you how to create your own custom facts. So anybody who want to see how to create your own facts, let's go custom facts. So the video that I share with you, 2 or 3 video, I discuss there how to create your own custom facts. Okay, but this error can come up. Okay, because there's some error come up, so they are not able to detect ROA. So guys, let me run this code in my in my local IP. Okay, so why local? Like I don't know whatever the change in my IP 155. So to check, just wanted to just show you. Normally, guys, this role is always pre-created, pre-tested. Okay, now if you see, guys, again some um, current NTP provider. Okay, technically they are talking about 1 minute. I think one more variable I have to provide to this guy, USR share doc Ansible system. If you go to time sync, okay, and let me check one example, maybe some of the important parameter I might miss. The same example they are using, right? Why are they giving the error? Time sync pool. Okay, why they giving the error? Okay, they might be giving the error because of one reason. The reason might be uh, might be there might be some they're not able to detect my OS. One string NTP is not available. I don't know what is the issue here. This role normally work properly. 1 minute. Let me MD file. 1 minute, guys. It's exactly same code. Uh, role implement crony. Maybe behind the scene they are using some let me provide my my NT provider also. As such, we don't require. I think they have a pre set up crony as an NTP provider. Okay, I told you guys there's two product available mainly. One is crony, one is NTP. Okay, if you don't define by default, they use crony, but let me use this variable. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm manually telling to my setup file. Okay, let's use a variable called cron. This is one of the product you have to use. Okay, and let me run this. But guys, core idea, I think you understood what is the use of role and what is system role. Yeah, now it's working, right? I don't know if this should also work because they all yeah, it is not working because it was not working. Now this is a different error. You have to just go and check maybe some more variable we have to use, because some of the variable is compulsory. Okay, and this error was come because you know what, I haven't include this folder. Okay, this particular folder, usr share doc rel. Okay, so maybe some of the variable they pick from here. Okay, so just just troubleshoot this, right? But at least you get the idea that there's some role. Okay, and again the intention is not you should know NTP. Okay, the intention is the NTP role, network role, everything is pre come up. Okay, pre-created, and you have to just use it. That's the whole idea. Okay, similarly, if you want to go use postfix, very quick example I just want to show you. You want to use postfix, again they have a readme file. Anybody who by chance know postfix, so just use your relay host. We want to send your relay mails. Okay, you want to set for example masquerading. Okay, you want to set something else, uh, 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 destination address or internet networks. I can say network interfaces, so you can get all the keywords here. And they give you some more example files here. You can just go for these example files. Somewhere they might show you and get these keywords. Okay, so idea of the role, guys, please, I don't want you guys, you just focus main in the postfix or the NTP. I just want to show you one just a small demonstration. It's not working because maybe some more keyword we have to add here. Okay, maybe just go and check. Okay, but idea is everything is pre-configured. Whatever we need in the system, we just have to include it. And after include, just change the variables. Okay, by some guys, I take this example randomly. So so I don't know what exactly variables they are using, but after you read the readme file, you come to know these are the variables we have to use, include, and then there will be no warning come up or error come up. That's what guys are talking about. So that's all guys about the system rules. Okay, that's it guys about this topic. Okay, but I highly recommended if you go to Red Hat document also and search, do you provide some more system rules? So they have some more product available in their DVD, in their Red Hat repository. They give you lots of pre-created system rule. Okay, by chance from the DVD, by chance from this software. Okay, they give you these much rules that I show you to you. But if you are looking for some more system rule, they will provide you some more software you can download from the internet, or anybody have a Red Hat subscription that's called RHN, or satellite subscription. You can get some extra role from there. Okay, that's a different point. Okay, but yeah, by default in the DVD they give you these much roles. Okay, so this one is information I just want to tell you. Okay, one more thing I just wanted to tell you here is, by chance this role is giving you some kind of warning, maybe some kind of configuration we have to update. Okay, maybe they are looking for mean pool or max pool. Just let me very quickly, like I want to show you one more demo for this. So if you go to usr share doc rel and time sync, Let me open the readme file. So they might be this variable they are talking about. They say you have to use this variables also. Let me use very quickly, right? Maybe. One minute. I'm not guaranteed this will work after this. Okay, but I'm using it because there's one more small demo I just want to show you with the with this role. So let me again run. Then say playbook. But by looking at the error, we can troubleshoot, or by looking at the readme file, we can troubleshoot. So it is not big deal. Yeah, now it is working. So guys, now some more thing again happen. Now new error I believe come up, or maybe same error, I don't know. Okay, just go and see some version comparison. Something is there, right? So let's talk about this next topic. I think if it's work, I can show you other demo very easily. But let's see. Uh, let's do one thing. Let's continue with this concept because concept is very simple. You will understand definitely. Okay, so guys, in this concept, what let's think it is apply. It is working for us. Okay, and now there's one more thing you can apply with the rule, or maybe with the playbook. Okay, that is, for example, I told you in my last classes is always group practice. Good practice. Don't use the IP, always use the group name. Even though guys, maybe after if you go through my dynamic inventory class, you guys might know the power of the group name. So first of all, it is good practice, always use the group name. Okay, so let me update my group name here. So so guys, this particular role or this particular play will apply in this group. Maybe have one IP or maybe 100 so IP. Okay. There one more benefit of guys having this group name. Benefit is, right, maybe in this playbook you have one more play. One more play. Okay, and this play again we apply it to some other group. Okay, and here this group again we are going to apply some rule, or maybe the same rule, or maybe other rule, or this rule again requires some variable. By here guys, we are using by chance 10 20 variables. Maybe sometimes there are a lot of variable we have to use that is provided by these guys. Okay, so technically it is always group practice. Always keep your main setup file as simple, as clean as you possible. Okay, or I can say in the simple management perspective, what can you do? Okay, because normally if you see guys, in this entire code, this is a system where we are applying the code, this is the rule we are applying, but this part is always very big. Okay, even though we have just write one small play here, or very limited variables here. So what I'm talking about as a good management perspective, what can we do? we can tell our we can tell our uh, uh, Ansible, okay, whenever you need a variable for this group. Okay, so I'm not writing and the variables over here. So same folder wherever you run right now, I'm running my Ansible playbook from here. So wherever you are running the Ansible playbook, your setup file, in the same file, we are going to provide you a dedicated file for this group. So it is something like this. So for example, we have a one group for, let's say, my database. We have one group called my web. We have one group called, for example, my load balancer. Okay, and this group use some rule. This group might use some other rules. This group of computers or host groups might use maybe not the role, maybe simple playbook or task. Okay, but what is my web here? My web is a group of IPs, or your final target IPs. Or because guys, why you keep all the IP in one group? Because you want to configure all the IP in the same way, or because you want to configure all the IP in the same way. Okay, obviously their role will be same, their code will be same, and their variables value will be same. So rather than guys, we keep the all the variables and with the value for this groups of IPs in your main setup file over here, over here. What can we do? Okay, we can create one folder here. Sorry, we can create one folder here called a folder called group underscore varies. Okay, this is the pre uh, 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 defined name. So this name is fixed. It's called group underscore varies. And inside this group, sorry, inside this group, okay, what can you do? You can create multiple folder. Right, for example, if you think you have a group of computer for MyDB, my load balancer, my web, so you can say here we have a lot of computer for my web group. Okay, and now in this folder, in this folder you can put your variable file. For example, I'm going to create a variable file for time sync .yml for time sync rule. So I'm creating this file here, and all the variable whatever you keep in this main file you can put it. So how to work, let me explain you. So first of all, let me copy my format entire variable from here. So now we don't need to put the variables here. The entire variable from this file I'll copy and I can post in this file. If we don't need a where's keyword here. Okay, and obviously you have to format it properly. Okay. Now interesting thing is sorry guys, interesting thing is, if you see here, if you see where I'm in, I'm in this folder. Now whenever you run your setup file, this file, this setup file now contain only two things. Only the playbook. And guys, now if you see the playbook is so clean, clean means it is very clear that somebody has created this role, has a lot of code, and the entire code we are applying to this group of IPs. But this role say, before we apply my playbook, we need some variable and the values. Okay. So you know what happened? Whenever you run this playbook, right, for getting the variable for this group of IPs, maybe I have more group of IPs or more playbook for other group. For example, we have other group for, let's say, my load balancer. Here we apply different roles. Okay, and this role, for example, my load balancer role, whatever you have. Okay, this role, um, this role might contain, 1 minute, what I'm doing. This role might have different variables. So rather you define the variable here. Okay, you can create separate file, independent file for this group of IPs. And the good thing is you don't have to manually include here, right? Ansible automatic find the independent file for this guy, independent file for this guy, where you write the variable and the values for these guys. So it's again for the management. Obviously for simple code we don't require, but if code is big, complex, lots of variables, playbooks, roles we have, so it's a good way to manage. So technically what they do, from this folder, wherever you have the setup file, when you run this, they always look for this folder, group varies. This is a pre-created name or predefined name. And inside this folder, they check, does we have any folder for my web name? Okay, so they go inside this group varies. Does we have any folder for my web? If yes, if they have my web folder, then whatever files they have, they include automatically. You don't have to include. Okay, so it is something like this. You know, I had given you one keyword called where underscore files, where I have to manually include by ourselves. But here they will automatically include for you with all the variables. Okay, and why is very interesting, important to do? Because technically, uh, uh, in our playbook, we use lots of play. And every play, guys, we are applying to some of the groups, including manually everyone. Okay, or putting all the variables here, maybe a little bit complex task. So this is the normal structure or pattern, or I can say the the format everyone use in the Ansible. This is for group. But if you say we are applying this inventory not in the group, directly on the IP address. So for example, let's say on IP address. So first of all, guys, IP address, writing the IP address is not good, right? Always try to give the computer name. Let's go host name or DNS name. Let's say this one. Let's go host name. So this is one of the computer IP or the host name or the DNS name. Okay. So what can we do? Okay. So this is not a group. This is not the host group. So for this also, we have one folder concept available called hostwares. Okay. So if you use any any host name, any host name or the IP address, I can say in simple form, in your playbook or setup file, they will look for this folder. And this folder, we have to create a folder for this name, mkdir.www.com, and put all the variable for this. So guys, technically, maybe this concept little bit complex to you, but if you really start creating a bigger code, you will automatically stuck by yourself that there's a lot of variables created. And do you think in this way this code is not created, you not created this code for you, you created this code for your team, and team doesn't know a lot of thing about Ansible, and you want to give them a benefit, just change the variable and then and deploy the thing. Okay, if this is the case, if you think in this way, uh, and then try to apply this concept, you will see this concept is very much useful in the terms of management. Okay, guys, this is the meaning of this is the meaning of groupware and the hostware. Okay, so very quickly, if I show you the demo, so we have one group called my web. Okay, and I'm going to apply this role over here. Okay, and now if I run the Ansible playbook, now what you will see, now you see guys, there is no error come up, and they find out chronic for us. Okay, so how they find chronic for us? There's a different error altogether. So technically, if you see in my setup file, I haven't provided any variables. Okay, I never include any variable file. But whenever I run the playbook, they check the current folder. If they find there's a file called, for example, there's a code we have. If they find the file called groupware, this name is fixed. If they found this folder, then they try to check, does we have folder available with the same name, that is my group name. If yes, they go inside. And then they check your variable file name, and whatever variables they have, whatever variable they have, they include. Because by chance they include this variable, that is the reason guys this output come up. So this it is a proof this output come because they include this variable. Okay, this small thing. And just one more small thing. So technically I can say this is my group where folder. So if you have 10 different groups, 10 different folders you create, and every folder will have their own personal personal variable file. Okay, so in the future, if you want to change something, you want to update your host name, you don't have to go to code. Okay, you just go and check which group or host you want to apply the code on. Or maybe it is not about the group. You can create your environment, dev environment, production environment, testing environment. Okay, so those guys who by chance don't know what is dev, production, and testing environment, especially I'm talking to earth learner. So in my Jenkins classes, when I explain you CI/CD and all the things there I normally explain you the different environments meaning. Okay, but if you have multiple environment, you can also set up. So we can set up one group of IPs for the test environment, one for production, one for pre-prod test staging, and something like that. Okay, and for every environment, we can create a variable files. So maybe in my production environment, my version is different. Maybe in my production environment, my firewall setup is different, or something like this. So you don't have to always go to your main file and the rule. Okay, just by going to the respective variable files of that particular environment, or maybe or that particular group, you can very easily manage the thing. Because it is all about management, because nowadays we are not so much worried about the configuration. We are very worried about, because thing is very complex nowadays. We are very worried about how we can very simply manage the thing. Okay, and one more small thing. I just given the file name timesync, but if I rename this timesync file with a.yml file, just give some other file name to my variable file name. So what I want to show you here, if I again run my playbook, but only thing is, wherever you run your Ansible playbook, or where you put your set of file, that folder should contain those groupware folder. They will check from the current folder. Okay, and guys, if you go to any of the Ansible setup, because nowadays if you implement any big product, maybe if you implement OpenShift or OpenStack, everywhere almost we use Ansible, and this is the very typical format they use. And guys, again, you see there's no error come up. Again, they pick the variable for us. So I want to tell you that inside your groupware folder, this name is fixed. My web name is fixed. This name is exactly the same name, same name of your group name. So if your group name is my LW, so here this folder name should be my LW. But inside the file name should be anything. You can give any file name, but obviously extension will be .yml, but you can give any file name. Whatever file you write, they will include for you. Okay, that's the small thing I just want to update you here. So guys, this is the concept of hostware and the groupware. This is the concept of system rules. One more small topic, guys, I just want to discuss. Okay, and very common use case we have for this topic. For example, you guys know what is a web server. Okay, so by chance in my system I have the software installed, and if you guys know, whenever you start the web server, whenever you start the web server, and you guys know by default web server run in the port number called 80. 80 port number. Okay, why 80? Because it is written in some of the conf file of the Apache server. Okay. Okay, but if you want to change this port number, okay, so there's a one conf file of Apache server, and the main conf file Apache server is this one. So guys, if you go to one of my Apache server classes, you guys know about this file. Sorry. So if you open this file, in this file, if you go down maybe in the second, third page, you can see one keyword called listen here. Okay, and you can see the port number is 80. Because it is written inside the conf file, the port number is 80. That is the reason, right? Your Apache server port number is 80. But if you want to change this, you can change. Now, point here is, right, the topic is not about the port number. The topic is a little bit different here, but I'm just taking this example here to understand, to make you understand. Okay, the point here is, right, this is the conf file. Okay, this is the conf file, and my intention is to change this number. Change this number. Why? Because I want to change my port number. Maybe I want to change my port number to 8080 or maybe 81. Okay, now how can you change? If you configuring manually, you just open the file, change it. Okay, but if you are configuring this Apache web server using Ansible, using automation, how you can change this number? One of the approach I told you already is you can use you can use a template file. And guys, you know how to use template. Just copy the entire file. Let's say this is a manage node. From the manage node, copy the entire file into the controller node, into the template folder, and apply a variable here. Jinja variable, like curly braces, apply here. This is one of the approach. But in this approach, if you guys have ever tried the template, right, or my other example like HA proxy, so what do you see there, right? First, you have to create the entire copy of this file in my controller node, and then we have to go to every lines and put the Jinja variables there. That's a good approach, no doubt, but sometime sometime We don't want to use a template. I don't want to copy the entire con file in my controller node. What I want, pretty simple thing, the way we do in our manual configuration. I want Ansible have a capability. They go to this file, search for this line, and whenever they find the line called listen equals to 80, they will update this number. So technically, if you talk about here's a human being, right? If I ask you, this is the conf file of Apache. So how you update? You just start from the first line, just go through every line, first line, second line, third line, fourth line, and you know what you're looking for, what you're searching for. So you can think your mind is searching something. It is something like this, the way the Google search engine search. So every line you search, and wherever you find a line called listen 80, now you say, now this is the line I am looking for, I'm searching for. Now I found this line. Now I will replace this line with other number, something like this. So this is a way, guys, you manually do. But here we're talking about the automation. So if you want Ansible do the same thing for you, they go line by line, line by line, and whenever they find listen 80, they will replace listen 80 to 81 or 8080, something like that. Okay. So in the simple term, what I want, we already have some file, con file, doc file, HTML file, your coding file maybe that contains some Python code or HTML code or PHP code. This file is already there in your managed node. Maybe you have your website pages. Well, in the website pages, you have some header, your title, or you want to change your header and title. But the good thing is, or the little bit complex thing you can say here is, this file is already there in the managed node. Okay, and you are into the controller node, or you are at the controller node. So from the controller node, I want to go inside this file, look for, or I can say search for, search for what exactly we're looking for. And whenever we found that I would like to change the header, just look for this pattern, and when you find this pattern, replace this guy. For example, in this con file, what pattern we are looking for? We are looking for listen equals to 80. So whenever you find this pattern, okay, just replace this pattern with listen equals to 81. Okay, so technically, technically, guys, what I'm what I'm talking about here, okay, if you want, Ansible will go inside your conf file, doc file, or your code, maybe Python code, and want to change something automatically. Okay, so we have to provide Ansible a way so that they can go inside the file, search for some lines or some pattern, and when they find the pattern, they will replace. Okay, but for this, guys, you should be great in pattern matching. If you have some complex requirement, basic thing you can do very easily. For example, in this example, if I ask my Ansible, just look for this this statement, and when you find this, change this. A very simple example, right? But if you have some very complex example, maybe maybe for example, if you find this name, okay, root at the rate localhost, they replace with root at the rate gmail.com. Or maybe this is not a complex example, but there might be a lot of for example, this might be one example. When you find where www, okay, but not this one, this where www, the change this where www with srv, for example. But don't change this one. When you find this pattern, that and with html, only this part you'll change. So explaining this part to human being is very simple, but telling to the the program is very hard. So technically, the requirement that I'm talking about, if you want to have some great requirement and a lot of complex pattern, so for this you should be great in regex. Because technically, in the simple line, I can say all the search engine in the world, maybe go to Bing or Google or whatever search engine in the world, Wikipedia, the core of all the search engine is regex. So if you're not good in regex, means regular expression, it is very harder to match the pattern. Okay, or it's very harder to search something. Or without searching or without matching the pattern, it's very harder to replace the thing with automatic. Okay, by chance guys, this is the Ansible class. I don't want to invest your and my time to explain you regex, because regex is a general concept come in all the programming language. Okay, so anybody who know any of the programming language, they know regex. But I believe that 99% guys might don't know regex. So don't worry guys, in my I'm going to I'm going to take one class in my weekend, Saturday, Sunday, in my Python class. I'll devote the entire class on regex. So anybody who are interested to learn almost everything about regex, so we'll update you guys the link. That this is my live class. Maybe it was on Saturday or Sunday, evening time, 9:15 around. Okay, there I explain you everything about regex. Okay, and after you know the regex, now you can apply the regex on Java or maybe on Python or Ansible. Where I want to apply, concept is same. It's just general concept, but very much powerful. Very much powerful. Okay, even though again I'll talk for the earth learner. So there's one very interesting topic we are going to discuss in my upcoming class called ELK. Okay, so you can think ELK will give you a way you can create your own search engine like Google. You can think in this way. So we're going to set up this thing, and the entire base is purely mainly work on regex. Okay, so very important topic. But I'm not taking this class in the Ansible. But I just want to show you how you can use Ansible to search for the pattern. And here I'm taking the example of this example. Sorry. So example, if you want, Ansible will go inside your file and search for the pattern called listen. And guys, by chance, if you guys don't able to understand what is the meaning of pattern I'm talking about, so technically I haven't explained properly. Because if I guys start explaining the pattern, our discussion will lead to regex. So I don't want to invest the time. Okay, so technically, if you want, Ansible will go to every line, and wherever they find this pattern, they replace with listen 81 or something like this. How we can do? So for this, Ansible has one module called line in file. So line in file is one of the module we have in the Ansible. Okay, what this will do? If I directly go to some of the example here. So they say, just tell me which file you are looking for. Okay, and what you want, which file I'll search for you, which line I search for you. So Ansible will go to this file, just for example. They go to every line and look for this pattern. Sorry, they go for every line and look for this pattern. And if they find this pattern, they replace this pattern with this guy. What I mean by this, let me create this example for you. Then you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a playbook. Let's say web.yml. Okay. And what I'm doing here, I'm applying this guy only on IP, let's say localhost only, my own computer. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply a task called line in file is one of the module I'm talking about. Okay. And in the line in file, what I'm doing here, okay, I'm telling my line in file module that I want you please go to one of the folder, and name of the folder is called any of the file name, etc stdpd, conf, or stdpd.conf. I think this is the right path. So this file is a text file, HTML code, your Python code, wherever you think Ansible will go inside and do something. So somebody asking me guys some day back how we can use Ansible to update some code of the Python. So this is a way you can use. Just give the path of your Python code. Okay, and right here. Okay, which line you want to update. Okay, so for this, for this you can use, for example, in our example, right? I want Ansible will go to this file, and whenever they find a line, line called listen equals to 80. Okay, so what I'm talking about, I want this guy will go to the file and look for this line. Look for this line. Line is called listen equals to 80. If they find this pattern, and guys, technically this is a pattern. Pattern means if you see there's one space here. If you see L is capital here. So if they match exactly same pattern, they will replace this pattern with some new string. Let's say 81. So I want my Ansible will go to my this computer, look for this file. Whenever they find this pattern, they will replace this pattern. It is exactly like we do in Microsoft Office or some text editor, find and replace. So it is exactly find and replace. Find this guy, and when you find this, replace this guy. And for this, we have to use a keyword called line to replace this line. And how to find for for finding the line, we have a keyword called regex. Okay, this keyword I'm talking about, regex, regular express. And why they use this keyword? Because right now I am replacing only very simple string where I by chance know we have only one space. By chance I know L is capital. But maybe in some of the Ansible Ansible conf file, your L may be small. Maybe have more spaces here. Okay, so the format of your code or your conf file may be different. So you have 10 spaces here, your L is small, T is capital. Okay, so if this kind of requirement come up, or maybe we have a requirement, I will have to replace the IP address. But my requirement is I will have to replace only IP if they start with listen and end with colon port 80. If this pattern match, then only I will have to replace the IP. Otherwise, because there might be other IPs also in my file. So if you want, Ansible will go and search the entire file, and wherever they find the IP, replace. But I want they replace only if they start with listen and they end with colon. So guys, here the role of some complex regular expression you have to write. I believe you don't know how to write the regex. Don't worry, you can join my regex class over there, and whatever you learn there, you apply here. Where? Here. Here. Okay. So you just write the complex regex code here, and this code will look for that pattern, and when they find this pattern, they will replace with this guy. Okay, something like this. So let me run this code. Ansible playbook. So it look like they changed something. Okay, so if I open my conf file, now you see guys, they update, right? Same thing we can do with template, but in the template, guys, we have to copy the entire file, create a Jinja template, then upload the file. Okay, but not always, guys, uploading the file is always great practice, right? Because if you upload the file may be bigger, other issues we might have. So better file already there. Okay, I just want to go inside the file that is already available in the target node and just want to update some of the thing there. But let me show you this spectacle again one more time. By chance, okay, if the L was small, okay, L was small, and now if I run my playbook again, this time you will see what happened. Okay, if you see here, nothing happened. They doesn't change anything for us. Okay, because if you are searching something by default, guys, they're searching, they are case sensitive. They're looking for L capital. They don't find, they don't change. So here the role of guys regex coming. So after guys you learn regex, okay, what you will do here, you can write a condition or L is small, L capital. So this is one of the condition we can apply in the regex. This is called wildcard character. Means if L is small or L capital, any of the case come up, After this ISTN in the small case, then one is space, then AT. If this pattern match, then replace with this. Okay, this is a very simple example. I'm not explaining the regex. I'll take a very separate class, very basic level. I will start regex and we'll cover all the advanced concept. Okay, but I just want to tell you, after knowing the regex, and if you already know the regex, the entire knowledge of your regex you can apply here. Now, if you see here, now my code is a little bit smart. If L is small, L capital, both the cases they will replace for you. So this is how it works. And you can do some more thing here. maybe um, maybe in line and file module we have a option. We have options. For example, if you go to doc of a line in file, you can see some more keyword there. Keyword there. For example, first match. Maybe you can find lots of keyword, lots of lines with the same format. But you say whenever you find first match, replace. Okay, or you can write insert before. When you find this line, insert one more new line before this, after this. So lots of things you can do. By chance, especially for I'm talking to Earth learner, you guys know Hadoop. And Hadoop, if you by chance know one file called, let me open this file very quickly, this folder. And here you guys know one file called HDFS file. And one of the tasks I have given you long back, where I ask you configure this file with Ansible. And one of the challenge you guys might face, okay, this file by default come with configuration, but this was empty. So if you can tell the Ansible, please go to this file. Whenever find this statement or this pattern, okay, after this pattern, put all this data. But just after this configuration and before this configuration. So here again, you can use line in file and say line in file, whenever you find this pattern, after this, insert after. Insert after what? These data or this string. I'm just giving one example. It's not about Hadoop. This is a very common thing you can see in other configuration also. So insert after this one, everything you can apply here. Okay, so there are a lot of example here we have. You can just go and check. But if you see, there is some of the example. You can see this symbol. This is a pure symbol of regex. By chance here, guys, this is one symbol of regex. It look maybe a little bit very complex right now if you don't know regex, but it's very simple example. After you learn the regex, you can do everything here. Okay. So regex, and there one more module, guys, like line file. It's called replace module. Okay, same thing you can do with the replace module also. Okay, the good thing is line in file, guys, module search per line basis. A replace module is like a normal document. You know, just they will look for particular word and they replace. Okay, but line in file, guys, replace the entire line. But if you have a requirement, let's say if you there's a conf file and your requirement, for example, if you just have a requirement to change IP string to IP address, or you want to change this string from IP to Vimal. Okay, if you use replace, so if you use line in file, if they find this pattern, then they replace the entire line. But the replace module, you can replace particular word or particular pattern or particular string. So otherwise, the use case wise, they are same. Okay, so line in file, replace, block in file. So multiple module you can find, guys, in the Ansible document, but this is the idea. And the idea is, normally if you try to do with a real example, you always stuck if L capital, L small, one space come up somewhere. You already have some manual guys, or some guys who manually do these changes. Some guys put some extra spaces here. So all these issues, I don't know how many spaces we have. All these issues can be only be solved by regex. We have to apply regex here. So guys, this is one more concept we had left. We had actually. So we have discussed. So that's all, guys, from my side. I know there's a lot of classes we cancel. This is not the normal pattern I follow because I'm very much passionate about training, right? So this is one of my great hobby, I can say. This is my passion, actually. I can say passionate I'm about the training, I can say. So we don't do cancels, but because of my health, or because my health, other workload come after the health, right, or my recovery. So we had done a lot of cancellation between the classes, uh, but my intention was always clear, or is very clear. Okay, if I'm delivering some training, I don't do hurry up, I don't skip the thing. Maybe some of the topic that I take maybe 4 days, I might cover in half day also to save my time. Okay, but I didn't do in this way, because my intention is to train you guys in all the possible way I can do. Okay, so a lot of guys asking us to have Ansible tower also. I told you multiple time. Okay, we don't have any program, even though we ask Srijit to come. You guys know, I think you have attended the webinar of the Srijit. At least you'll get a lot of idea about the Ansible tower. I think that much knowledge at this level of 294, at least you know what Ansible tower is and how it look like. So that much idea you guys have. So we arrange those things, and and I'm very much happy the way Srijit or the Red Hat um, technical director Arun is appreciating you guys, the way you ask the queries, the way you put the task. While a task I normally give to you, maybe AWS integration, maybe Docker integration, you put in social media. I'm just telling to you, the very interesting thing is the task, right? Just try to solve the task. All the concept of Ansible what I explained to you, it will be solved in some time. And when you post your task, okay, lots of technical folks on the LinkedIn or in the social media, they always look your task. And it will be your direct connections. You will definitely get a great lead in the projects, in your promotions, in your in your job. It will help you. And same thing, if you remember, guys, Sirijit in the webinar, he told to you guys, he say, I always see the post, the task you have, you put in the social media. And this Sirijit is one person, right, in the LinkedIn. Likewise, there thousands of guys are looking at your post in your task. And we're not doing a small task here. Just by using Ansible, we are putting the dynamic inventory, AWS, Docker integration, configuring thing there. It's good, right? As a 294 guys, as a basic level training Ansible, if you if you do so much, so it's very highly appreciated in the market, right? And that's will give you a benefit, right? So highly recommend, guys. And so I'll try my best to cover as much as I can. 294 perspective, we cover everything. DO 407 also we cover almost everything, and some other concept we also cover. Guys, this is the last class. I suggest, okay, I suggest, especially for the to the earth guys, don't pressurize your mind. Most of the concept might possible you might not able to understood. Maybe I feel, even though I try to explain you things from always from very zero, but if thing will keep on coming and keep on repeating, you will be comfortable. Don't worry. Okay. So that's all, guys. And I just want to thanks all of the corporate guys. I think almost all the major corporate guys were with me in this training. Again, just I want to tell you, there a lot of cancel happen. It's not happen because of my health, and you can see my voice is not proper. Have from last couple of months I have sore throat. So maybe sometime my voice is disturbing, but we are here to learning. So I think learning perspective, guys, you learn a lot. Here, guys, one more small announcement. Just can you hold for a second? Guys, one last announcement. So from my side, guys, I want to conclude one more announcement about the certificate. Okay, so I'm taking Preeti online. Just give me just 30 seconds. She will explain you the process of getting a certificate. I'm talking about, I think, the training certificate. because training is completed. So how you guys have to process for the certificate. So I'm taking Preeti over here, and she will explain you the entire process. Just hold for 30 seconds. Guys, I will come back again. I will come back again for your Q&A. Okay, just let's Preeti will announce the process of certificate.
Good evening, everybody. This is Preeti on behalf of Linux World. A great thanks to each one of you all for being a superb, learner and audience, for being so patient with us because of a number of reasons, as Vimal sir just addressed. All of you all would not like to take much time of yours. Would just like to put across the process for the training certificate, because then otherwise we will keep receiving queries on our respective WhatsApp groups. It was better that I address all of these things here itself. So there are two certificates which the learners who had enrolled for RH294. I am currently addressing to the ones who belong to LW Ansible group number 11. I'm again repeating, this is not for the Earth learners. This is specifically for the LW Ansible group number 11, people who had specifically enrolled for RH294 with us. There were two categories of students. One was the ones who had just enrolled for the official training. Another one was official training with the global certification, 90 days lab access, and the what do you call the video classroom. The second part, the latter part, they have already received their Red Hat participation certificate. I'm addressing to the ones who had enrolled along with the global certification. Okay, they have already received their participation certificate from Red Hat. Once they clear their global exam after the exam bootcamp, which Vimal sir would have just addressed, you will be getting a global certificate of becoming certified on EX294, which will be valid for 3 years. Uh, the second certificate, which I'm referring to, is applicable for everybody, which is Linux World certificate for doing this. So the only criteria for achieving Linux World certificate from day one is very clear, that you have to complete all the tasks which Vimal sir had given. Tonight or tomorrow, my team will share with you a list of all the tasks which sir had given with the submission links, keeping it open for some specific time. You submit and you get the certificate. On the submission, it goes for the review. After reviews, you will get a message or something if it is not approved. If it is approved in 7 days, you will receive your certificate in your inbox. I'm referring to Linux World certificate. Now, if I go back to the set of learners who had just enrolled for the training, RH294 official training, again referring to the ones who are a part of LW Ansible group number 11, not Earth learners, you are also entitled for a Red Hat participation certificate. For that, you all have received an hard copy book of Red Hat from our end, you know. So you have to send us a process. So this process we will start in the coming week. We will help you with the forms to be submitted and the process to be followed. And in next 10 to 15 days, Red Hat themselves will email you your Red Hat participation certificate. It comes officially from Red Hat. We have no say in it. Yes, there's certain amount of documentation to be done, which we will ask you to submit, and we proceed further. I hope I'm very clear with the certification process. That's the complete process for the non-Earth learners. Earth learners have a complete different set of things, which they will keep doing it respectively in their Earth groups. And I think that's it. To be very precise, you're fortunate enough to have Mr. Srijit, Mr. Anant, Ramesh sir, Abid, at the same time having such level of expert sessions, industry use cases in such an RH294 official training. You won't get it anywhere in the globe. I can assure you, not in India, it's across the globe. In official RH294 training, you don't get this. Yeah. So, fortunate enough, and we are blessed to have learners like you all who cooperated with us in every thicks and thins which we had undergone because of Vimal Daga sir suffering from COVID or his health and many other things. Thanks a lot, each one of y'all, for the kind of support. Vimal sir is back with the Q&A. Just give me 30 seconds and he'll be back with y'all. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, guys. Can you please, guys, any questions if you have, you guys can ask me. So, can you open the form for 294 exam again? I don't think so. I don't know others. You can connect to Preeti, but I don't think so. It open, right? According to my knowledge. So, how to enable SS? I will discuss, guys. Abhishek, this part in my Docker classes. Rishabh, the hostware key concept is exactly same as groupware, because sometimes in the playbook we don't write always. It is something like this. Okay, for example, most of the time you write host equals to your group name, but maybe sometime you don't write a group name, you directly write the IP address. This IP address instead of IP also, right, is always good practice to write the DNS name, the host name. Okay, so if you want to create some variable for this host name or the DNS name, so for this we have a host wheres folder. Concept is same as a group wheres, but it is only applicable for that particular host. Okay, or maybe this might possibility in this web we have 10 IPs, 10 computers, but for one specific computer you want to apply certain extra variables. By chance if this is the case, again also there you can use host wheres. How can we contribute Ansible open source? Rakesh, I would love to have one great session on the contribution of Ansible or maybe in other open source community in my upcoming in upcoming days. Guys, can you hold for a second, please? So, Rakesh, so we will call in upcoming days. After I can say upcoming month, I believe. Okay, some of the great community guys, they will guide you how to connect with Ansible or other open source communities, and to be part of this, or you can contribute, process other thing also. Just but if you are a part of Earth, right? So just wait for some days because you are not actually. From my side, thing is not completely delivered, right? I want first you train in almost all the possible context, then we will start working toward this approach. uh, Prakash said Docker PY or Docker dynamic inventory container by name. I pinged to any of the name. It says couldn't resolve the host name. Prakhar, uh, if you can, I don't know why this error come up. Maybe some of the code change you might have to do. But if you can uh, text me your error while running this code, plus also text me the Docker PS command. Okay, two things you just text me. Okay, maybe you can put me on my LinkedIn profile your query. I will check the output, then I might properly guide you why this error of Docker dynamic inventory issue come to you. Can you please open the upgrade form of global exam? Many of us really want to upgrade course. Definitely, Disha, I also want, guys, you have to go for examination, but I don't think so. Uh, Red Hat has continued with this offer. Unable to log into target node in AWS. Why? Ankit, for this, just require SSS key. So whatever private key you downloaded while launching the AWS, just apply this private key in your inventory file in the Ansible controller node. I think that is the might be the only issue that's the only issue you will be facing. You are facing. How time server work on the internet? No, Balvin, the time server don't work if the network or the internet is off. Okay. By chance your motherboard has some uh, timer clock available, so your system will fetch the time from there, but you won't be able to sync to the real world internet time. You can check, get the time from a hardware clock. Don't worry, Nisha, you will not become a user, right? Okay. Your query will be solved, right? Don't worry. First of all, you can put your query in a WhatsApp group or Slack channel, and maybe there might possibility some lots of query might not be solved, but I told you multiple time, same concept will again come and come, repeat. So you will see automatic, you have one query right now in mind is not solved, but when the same topic come in other angle, you will automatic feel that, yeah, that was my query, now it's been solved, now I understand the concept. Okay, so it work in this way. So don't again pressurize your mind that the query is not solved, right? It will 100% solve. So one minute. So guys, 1 minute, I'm checking for other queries here. Guys, I already told you about the examination boot camp in my today's class when I start the class, right? So if you guys was there, my today's class, uh, when I start my class today, I told you about the exam boot camp. And let me repeat again. Okay, right now I'm just going to give you uh, some topic names that you have to prepare. Then I give you some question set that you have to try by yourself. Then I will update you the boot camp. And this is a process of the boot camp, because when I take the boot camp, if you doesn't go through those question set, right, uh, which would be very harder for me to link in the boot camp. So what I'm talking about in my boot camp, I will explain you. Okay, but soon we will do the boot camp. But before the boot camp, you have to go for certain topic to prepare, to, I can say, to practice again. And then we'll provide you some question set that you have to practice. Means you have to try to solve by yourself. Then in my bootcamp, I will show you the entire strategy and the process for appearing the exam or preparing for the exam. How can you configure Windows machine using Ansible? Uh, Paras is maybe useful. Okay, there's a one protocol called WinRM you can use. Okay, in the connection, instead use SSH, you can use WinRM. But I think in my last, by chance, it's not a part of a program, but I think in my last Ansible training, I have taken some small portion of discussion on Windows machine to be configured with Ansible. So if you are interested in, I will ask my team to share that class. Very small portion I have discussed there, but from that class, you will at least get the idea how you can use Ansible for configuring the Windows. Okay, and that idea will be enough for you guys because you know the entire concept of Linux. So you can use that class as a base concept, and then you can configure the Windows. Depend what exactly how exactly you want to configure Windows for. So I'll ask my team to provide the uh, that classes to everyone. Can we make the hierarchy like load balancer, more LLB, more server? Yes, so this is actually way we set up the hierarchy in the real world. By chance, if you're part of of my AWS class, in my upcoming class, we are going to prepare this kind of hierarchy. So we have a load balancer, then more load balancer, underneath, then we have servers. So there's a lot of use cases like this we will discuss in my AWS classes. uh, uh, how to add custom role path along with predefined path. You can add multiple roles. So Pritika, you can add multiple role in one con file. Okay, I think comma separated. You have to write a first folder and then comma, then second folder, then comma. Either comma or space, just go and check. But you can add multiple role path in one con file. So please cover RS, CSS or example. Yes, Shivam, soon we will uh, also do a RSCSA exam bootcamp. Okay. But this issue of the timing, that's the only issue. Okay. So, but we will guys ask you to join that RSCSA bootcamp. Who those guys who register for RSCSA. So um, by using the registry inline model, I have successfully updating my dynamic inventory file. Okay. Technically, Manoj, there is no meaning to update the dynamic inventory file, right? Because dynamic inventory file always get the IP on the real time whenever you run this. So I don't know what is your use case, what exactly you updated. Okay. You can update the you can update the static inventory file, but dynamic inventory file doesn't have any IP address. They get the IP from the real time, the way I show you in my AWS integration part. Okay, but I don't know what exactly you've done. But just think in this way, maybe you might get the answer. Unable to do Docker SS. Don't worry, Ajmal. In my normal Earth classes, I will show you how to enable SSS inside the Docker. Don't worry. So I have issue with playbook. I suggest Kesha, if you have issue with playbook, just try to write one task, comment all the tasks, and run it. If you work, then uncomment the next task, run it. So you automate find okay, which particular part you have the issue, and then try to just look on that particular part and try to find the issue. I can say this is one of the best way to debug. Okay, just keep on checking one by one, one by one. But if you write the entire playbook and run in one go, very harder to find out where we have the issue. But it, again, issue depends on issue to issue. Mainly when you run the playbook, they will show you error also. Or maybe you can run the playbook verbose mode. Verbose mode will give you more error. Okay, so I'm addressing Kesha to you. If you have issue with the playbook, but if you think I'm not getting the approach of writing the playbook, this might be possibility because this might be first time you are learning this kind of tool. So just try to you know remind the initial classes of mine step by step, right? Just think what you want. You want to install the software, search in the Google document, get the module, take the help from there, copy paste the code, okay, and run it. Okay, so this is the best way maybe I can say to start. So which search algorithm line in file module use? Kalani, this is in one sense, it's a very good example question that you ask me. Just wait for this question. In my DSC classes, when I go for search algorithm, this is one of the example I can refer back. And while explaining the search algorithm, okay, I will refer back and tell you that line file module that we used in Ansible was using that search algorithm. Okay, so just hold this question for some days. I will definitely answer this. When we get the labs to perform this, uh, uh, Gaurav, just connect to the team. If you're the part of a role, Reddit role, definitely get. Otherwise, if by chance if you're not the part of a role from Reddit, even though the way I explained to you, almost all the practicals you can do in your local computers. But if you have Reddit labs, you can do practice there. Or if you don't get lab who is registered already, just connect to the team. They are processing. They are still processing lab for other guys. I have set up Richka, you can ask this question maybe in my AWS class that you say you set him CLB but not showing no output. Just try to put. Maybe there might be some small firewall issues you guys you might have, but ask help to by the team members in your WhatsApp group. Just show them the output. Somebody will help you. They also learn extra. This is a good way to helping each other and sharing to each other, right? And put in the Slack channel. Maybe somebody help. VM is stuck in normally Akshit, if you do something with the partitions, normally your VM go to emergency mode. This is one troubleshooting. Actually, you have to first log in inside the emergency mode. They ask you the root password, and then there's some steps like ch root command, mount read writable, and change whatever you did. I don't know because they give the command line there. So just search in the um, or maybe I'll create one video or for the emergency mode or any the troubleshooting of this kind of mode issues in the Red Hat in my YouTube video. Either wait for those that class or just search in the Google how to log into the emergency mode and and how to solve that. So you can get hundreds of document block for the emergency mode. So mm, I'm just picking other questions. Slack is down for past 4 hours. Maybe it will up. Don't worry till. Okay, it will up right if it's down. So mm, uh, so guys, there is no question I can see related to Ansible. So that's all, guys. Any query left? You have a WhatsApp group. A lot of guys there helping each other, uh, helping each other, and uh, we have a Slack channel. But if you think you have some extra complex use cases that is not properly solved by in any of the group, I uh, I want you can put your query in my LinkedIn message. I will 100% answer your query. Okay, that's all, guys, for my side, and all the best, and see you guys in some other training. Otherwise, Earth Learner is there with me, but otherwise, we'll see you guys somewhere. Bye. Take care. All the best. Bye. Take care.